Hello everybody, hope you all have another blessed day. Today, I'm going to start a new series with y'all. And this series is basically be about me talking about different cards that are on the forbidden and limited list in a game of Yu-Gi-Oh! And talking about really not needing to stay where they are, and if they can make a change in the future ban list. So to start off episode 1, I'm going to talk about all the banned cards for effect monsters that are in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Right now. And starting off, we have Astrograph. And I'm going to say Astrograph is going to have to stay banned. Mainly because it just has three really good effects. The first one's okay. It basically lets you get out your Stargazer Magician, which is a really good scale for Pendulum players. Its second effect's probably one of the most broken ones. And its second effect basically lets you, if a card's destroyed by a battle card effect, you can spell summon Astrograph from your hand, and then basically add from your deck with that same card that was destroyed to your hand. So that's really good. And it even has a third effect, which is really good, and if it comes out, you probably just won the game. And it basically lets you turbo out Supreme King Z Arc. And when this card is summoned, it destroys all your opponent's cards. It can't be destroyed by card effects, and it's 4K. So, Astrograph has way too much potential of being abused, I think, in Pendulum decks, and for the future, I don't see it coming back, so it's going to have to stay banned. Next is Gofu, which is a card I'm going to say right now, like a lot of cards on here. Anything that's a token extender is going to have to stay banned. Okay, so this thing spams tokens easily on the field, so for that reason, Gofu is staying banned. Next is Steam the Cloak, which is recently banned, and for good reason, because it is a one-card Halifibrax. And since anything that's a one-card Halifibrax, I believe, has to eventually be banned, and thankfully Steam was banned in advance, and it's probably going to stay banned unless Halifibrax gets banned in the future. Now next is Blaster. And Blaster I can see probably coming back to 1, probably on the next ban list. Mainly because the only decks that can probably actively use the thing and abuse it would be Dragon Links, just like they're doing with Tempest right now. But I think that to be too cloggy for the deck, and they may not even use it, but they may for extenders. But the only other fire deck out there that's really good, besides I guess Fire Wars is coming out soon, is Salamangreats, and Salamangreats won't use it, because all it does, you have to banish your Salamangreat monster, which you don't want to do, and it only lets you basically destroy one card in the field, which is not really good for, I think, Salamangreat. So, it doesn't have the greatest of effects, and I don't think it'd be abused that much, so it can probably come back to 1. Now, next is Cyberjar, our first a flip monster. And this thing is definitely going to stay banned because it has 3 broken effects. First one, when flipped, it destroys all monsters on the field. So basically, it's a Dark Hole for flip monsters, which wouldn't be the most broken thing, and if it was only that, it can probably be still in the game. Its next 2 effects are what makes it broken. After it's flipped, each person draws 5 cards. So everyone's drawing 5, it's basically like a card of Sanctity from like the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! No, can't have that. And then after that, from those 5 cards, if you draw any level 4 level monsters, you can special summon that. So this turbos out a ton of monsters, which would be broken in a game of Yu-Gi-Oh! So I cannot see this card ever coming back, and it's going to stay banned. Dandelion's quick to say, it's a token spammer, it has to stay out. Destruder, which is a new hit on the forbidden list, and it's going to stay banned because 1, it's just way too generic to be splashed into so many decks. It's an awesome extender. You don't have to pay half your life points. It's basically always live. And it makes it way too easy for basically about any deck to get into Needle Fiber. So for that reason, Destrudo is staying banned. Now, Ritual, some people could say can maybe come back to 1. But I'm going to say not, mainly because it has a card text that says the Edo player cannot special summon, period. There's no special summons. Not even if it said the special summon the extra deck, I could see it maybe being at 1. This kind of it'll have the same effect as like Artifact Scythe. But since it sends all special summons, as long as you special summon like, let's say Necro Spray on for 2300 attack, most likely your opponent cannot even normal summon anything to out this, so unless they have like a spell or trap removal for that card, you probably just won the game. So how this creates is such an offensive and like unbeatable like game state, or your board or something like that for ritual decks, I just can't see this card coming back to even that 1. Next is Double Iris Magician, which if it only had its Pendulum effect, it'd be probably in the game, it'd be a really good card for Pendulum players, I believe. Because you get basically double damage. But second effect is why I'm going to have to say it has to stay banned. Because basically it's an easy way to search out Pendulum Graph cards for Pendulum players. And this one here, Star Pendulum Glass, lets you basically have a reinforcement army for all Pendulum decks. And anything that lets you basically terraform a reinforcement army, I'm sorry, it probably needs to get hit. This, I think, Magical Meltdown in the future is going to get hit for invoked decks. Next is Eclipse Wyvern, which I'm going to say also needs to stay banned. Because this would be way too easy to make new extend and explosive combos with Dragon Link decks. Basically, you can use this card to banish, I would say, Chaos Dragon Legionnaire, Horrendous Darkness Metal Dragon, and it easily banish Eclipse Wyvern using Galaxy Spiral Dragon or Tempest to add these back to your hand and even extend even farther. So the potential for this card to be an explosive extender, this cannot be in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Next is Fairy Tale Snow, which, if it had a errata that said it was a hard once per turn, you know what? It can maybe be back in the game at 1, maybe even 3. But since it's not a hard once per turn, it just makes it way too easy to keep on summoning it back, and for a lot of decks that love to banish their own cards, it's just way too OP and way too easy to abuse. And it doesn't even banish the cards face down, it banishes them face up, so they can still activate and you can still add them back. So, unless this card gets a hard once per turn, Snow is probably never come back to the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Now, I thought Cyberjar was broken. Cyberjar is even more broken in my opinion, because this basically restarts the whole game you had. You flip, everyone shovels everything back to the deck, you draw 5. Now, all things interesting about that is that it's not banished cards, because I don't think that was a big thing back in the past. But how this thing basically just restarts the game, you can't have that in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! So Cyberjar is staying banned. Next is Fishborg Blaster, which is a card that's going to stay banned unless it gets a hard once per turn. Again, it's just way too generic in all water decks. You say you can discard one card, special summon this card as long as you have a little free or lower water monster, which a lot of good decks out there still do. For example, those like Atlanteans. Here's one other thing, there's normal summons here, so as long as you normal summon this, you can discard one, Blaster. There you go. Okay, and there's a lot of water that I think out there that actually benefit for sending a card to the graveyard, so unless this card gets a hard once per turn, it's going to have to stay banned because it's way too generic for water decks. Next is Blow Up Ball, which is like Steam Cloak. It is a 1-card needle fiber, so it's staying banned also. Next is Ground Golem, which is like Gofu and a bunch like Dandelion. It's just way too easy to be abused as a token generator. We can look back at, let's say, Firewall Dragon, how this thing was abused, and yeah, we don't want Ground Golem back in the game. Next is Level Eater, which, again, with a lot of cards on here, if they only had a hard once per turn effect, there would be no problem with the card, really. But since this card can just keep on special summoning back out as long as you have a monster of a level, this makes it way too easy to be link material in the game, and links are still pretty good in the game. So for that reason, Level Eater is definitely not coming back. It'd be easy to be abused in combo-based decks. Lunalight Tiger, which is a new card ban and basically killed, I think, Lunalights mostly. This card is basically like a 2 uses for a Monster Reborn, gets to use that effect twice. So that's really just way too OP. It's basically a 1-card, 2-card Monster Reborn, or 2 uses for a Monster Reborn for this deck. So for that reason, Tiger's staying banned, because Monster Reborn is at 1 for a reason. Next one is Magical Scientist. People may think if it had a hard once per turn, it can maybe come back to 1. Just like how we had Instant Fusion at 1. But because it can special summon, any like level 1 or level 6 or lower fusion monster basically from your extra deck, and you get to keep this card in the field, it is way too broken because it can be a 1-card Needle Fiber because it can special summon Sea Monster, which is a Tuna Fusion monster. And that would create your necessary requirement to get into Needle Fiber. So I can't see this card coming back at all in any way because the Needle Fiber is still in the game. If Needle Fiber gets banned in the future and this gets a hard once per turn, it can probably come back. Next is Kieran, which I'm going to say Kieran can also not come back when it just creates a basically free way to have 1 interruption each turn. Because Kieran's effect basically says that you can basically pop, send 1 card you control to your hand and target 1 card your opponent controls and send back to their hand. You can keep on targeting Kieran itself and then back on your turn, Pendant Summon again, you have a free interruption for next turn. So for potential to have an infinite 1-turn interruption each time for each turn, it's just way too good for I think Pendulum, so that's why it got banned and why it's going to stay banned. Next is Destructor, which is a card I can see it's probably going to come back to free soon because it's getting a errata. And I haven't checked errata much, but I'm pretty sure it basically kills the whole card effect and use for this card. So I don't see this card being good anymore after that, so after that, it's probably going to come back to free. Now for the big boy, Max C, the one everyone wants back. And honestly, I don't think he can come back. Mainly because it's basically to kill every other hand trap in the game. I don't see anyone else playing any hand traps unless they're playing a heavy hand trap based deck. The Max C would honestly just take it over at free. You can't put it at 2, because 1, it has to be at 0 or free, okay? If you put it at 1, people are going to complain about how the person unbeat them because they drew to 1 in Max C, and that just creates an unhealthy environment for the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! But at free, I think, again, it will just hurt all the other hand traps, and honestly, it will hurt with sales, because no one else is going to probably buy all these other hand traps because it won't be as good as Max C, because this gives you so many more pluses in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Next is Mind Master, which I'm going to say can probably come back if it gets a hard once per turn, because right now, it's not a hard once per turn, and you can keep on turboing out different psychic-type monsters in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh!, which is not good for the game right now. So again, hard once per turn, it can come back. Next is Harpoor, which is not going to come back because honestly Orca is getting even better thanks to Mekk-Knight Orcas here. But it could maybe come back in the future if Orcus gets actually killed in a no ban list. Let's say for example like Nightmare and Skeleton or Nightmare and Babel, some combo that kills the deck happens, then Harpoor can come back, but until Orcus is actually dead, it's not coming back. Now it's Plus Fire. This is a card I can actually see maybe come back to 1 now that I think about it. Because 1, it used to be abused with a card called Luster, you could just pop Plus Fire and then special summon no one out, basically. But if it's at 1, you're not really going to special summon any Perform pages out there. The only good ones out there are the ones used in, I think, Shadal's. That was kind of out there. And you wouldn't really use this card in Shadal's. So if this card comes back to 1, it honestly probably be fine in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Next we have Monkey Board, which can definitely not come back. Because let's see here. This card is during your main phase, this card is activate this turn. You can add 1 level 4 lower Performer Power monster from your deck to your hand. So basically that you add out any missing piece you need for your whole Pendulum combo for Performer Power. So anything that you add out anything you're missing, it's not good for the game, so has to stay banned. And this like Joker, basically if you normal summon it, you can add any missing card you need for any Pendulum deck basically. So again, anything that lets you just add out any missing piece consistently has to stay banned. So Monkey Board and Joker have basically the same card effect, and they both have to stay banned for the same reason. Now Amaryllis is going to stay banned because it has FTK potential with Bomber Dragon. As long as I get 10 plants to the graveyard and I can banish them at the end phase, I can keep on summoning out Amaryllis and then get destroyed for 800 damage. Again and again for 8k damage. So the FTK cannot come back because of Bomber Dragon. Now if it gets a hard once per turn effect like a lot of these cards need, then it can come back. Redox is not coming back because the Adamancipator is a deck. Summersault Lotus is this like Amaryllis with Bomber Dragon, except this one creates an infinite loop. It just keep on spell summoning it back infinitely for that 1 turn. So that's not good because infinite loops are not allowed in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! So that's why this card got banned. And unless it gets a hard once per turn, it's going to stay banned. Next we have Spiral Master Plan, which is the big hit that happened to Spirals and why Spirals is not tier 1 anymore. So if this card even probably comes back to 1, we could probably make Spirals tier 1 again. And honestly, we don't want Spirals tier 1 again with the whole Resistance Souls and all that stuff running around. So I don't see Master Plan coming back to 1 either. Next up on the list, we have Substitute, which like a lot of cards, it just needs a hard once per turn and it'll be fine. Because right now, it's not hard once per turn. And they say you can tribute 1 monster including itself to put summon any frog monster from your deck, which then help you combo off of, like, say, Swap Frog. So I feel like it could be easily abused in Frog still right now, so for that reason, it's got to stay banned unless it gets a hard once per turn. Next is Neptune, which is going to stay banned. Can let you copy any card effect basically from your graveyard that's been tribute summoned and gain that effect. So any card lets you get a use of an OP effect potential for twice in 1 turn has to stay banned, and that's why this card is banned. Next is Tidal, which honestly could maybe come back to 1, but we need to wait and see probably after quarantine how good like water-based decks like Atlanteans and Mermails are during Master World 5, because right now, I don't know if they're doing anything. They may do it in the future, but till we know for sure, this card cannot come back. Then we have Victory Dragon, which again is going to stay banned because you can't even use the card effect. Because if this card attacks opponent directly and reduces life points to 0, you win the match. But since your opponent can just scoop before that happens, there's no point in having this card, and so it's banned for that reason. And the last is Yatagarasu, which should probably come back because this is not good going first. Because going first, it doesn't do anything for you, and going second, basically, if you go second, you'll only lose a game most of the time because at that point, your opponent usually has a combo out. So, Yatagarasu is not going to do anything in today's meta because it's just not GOAT format anymore. So, that's my list and my thoughts on all the cards. If you have your own thoughts and suggestions what you do with these own cards and your own ideas, I'd love you to leave them as a comment down below. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe to the channel if you don't mind so I can make more content for you. And like always, hope the rest of your week is blessed, and I hope I see you all in the next video. See ya!